Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. And guys, from this video, I'm starting new series, new topic, which is Windows Server, Microsoft Exchange Server 2019. And this is my first video in this segment, in this course. And guys, the intention of creating this video is like, you should understand the foundation of infra first of all. Then only it will be easy for you guys to understand, manage the infra, and manage the Exchange server. So this is my small you can say try to take you from take you through from the very beginning. Okay, so this is what I'm trying. So in this video, what we are going to do, we are going to understand what is the relationship in between Active Directory and Exchange server. So this is going to be our first part. In this we will understand what is Active Directory and what are the key points you should know. Okay, if you are IT guys, and if you are working as a system administrator or Windows system administrator, then I'm sure you will be knowing what is Active Directory. But if you are a new learner, or if you are watching this video first time, and if you want to learn Exchange server, then you should go through this video and my coming up videos. So guys, in this I will be talking about only key points, what is required to make a successful infra for Exchange server 2019. So in this video we will be using couple of virtual machine. As of now I have just deployed 2 virtual machine. One is my Active Directory, because as of now we will be understanding what is Active Directory and why it is required, kind of thing. Okay, basics only. I hope you must be knowing better than me about Active Directory, but again I will be sharing couple of information here. And second server is Exchange server. So on this server we will deploy Exchange server 2019. So as of now I have just installed a server, and that's it. Nothing is configured. This is my Active Directory. I will show you. And if you go to local server, I deployed just india.com is my domain name, and Active Directory domain service DNS and IIS I used for web deployment configuration video I uploaded, and this is Active Directory. But I will be using this secondary server as Exchange server. We will be deploying Exchange server on this, and as you can see I'm using server 2019. Both are my server 2019 standard version, evaluation version. Okay, and IP I gave like this. So this is what as of now. So guys, first of all you should understand, to understand the Microsoft Exchange server 2019 works, how it works, it is important to understand how it is integrated with Active Directory services. Very important. Okay, and in this we will be learning about it only, what is the relationship between Active Directory and Exchange server. And the Exchange server 2019 data in Active Directory includes information about recipient of the message system, as well as configuration information about the messaging organization and client connectivity information. So if you talk about the Exchange server data, it will be including this much information in Active Directory. Next, the configuration information that Active Directory stores also control. If any configuration information is stored in Active Directory, that will control some other functionality, like how messages are routed within an Exchange organization. Okay, and how they are delivered to and received from the internet. These kind of information will also be controlled by configuration information that Active Directory stores. Apart from this, in this we will review the component of Active Directory and critical components, and we will understand this relationship between Active Directory and Exchange server. And if I tell you, in Microsoft Server 2008 flavor, the concept of Active Directory has been expanded to include additional roles like ADLDS, Active Directory lightweight directory services, rights management, and federation services. These all services came in server 2008. These are just simple information. Now guys, Active Directory component and concept. So these are the small component and concepts you should know about it, about all those things if you are dealing as a Exchange Server Administrator or Active Directory Administrator. Like Active Directory as a database, Active Directory data store, domain controllers, organizational unit, forest, couple of things you should know. So in this I'm just going to revise it once again. Active Directory is integrated distributed directory service included with like Active Directory is available in 2000, server 2008, 2003 and server 2000 also, and many applications such as Exchange Server 2019 integrated with Active Directory. Now this create a relationship, this create a link between user account and application to provide single sign-on for application. Single sign-on is like you can access multiple application with single username and password. Now in addition, the replication capability of Active Directory provide a way for distributed applications to replicate application configuration data. So there is a you can go forward little and you can see this is a component. Replication is a component of Active Directory as well as process. So this helps in distributing some configuration data, application configuration data to all the servers or all the users wherever it has to reach. It helps to replicate those changes in your infra. Now guys, what I'm going to discuss here, I will not discuss anything different, something different or any fancy thing. We are just going to see the key things, like based on your experience, consider the following questions. Like you should be knowing what is domain, okay, like that I will be talking about in this video, small things. So what is domain? So guys, in simple word, domain is nothing but it is a collection of, or it is a logical group of network objects basically. But this is what I define it, because network object means it can be user, it can be computers, it can be other networking devices, and those all will be connected together with a common goal, and that goal is just to make resources available and resources sharing. That is the common objective behind this relationship between relationship between all the networking objects basically. And you can define it like an Active Directory domain is a collection of computers defined by the administrator of a Windows network. For example, I am a Windows network administrator, Windows system administrator. So I will define which and all computer can be added to, can be stored, can be work in my network. Okay, now what will happen? These computers share a common directory database. So this will be all these computers will be sharing common directory database. Okay, common is only one domain, and security policy, those security policies will be coming from here, that directory database will be coming from here, and that will be common for all the computers. And security relationship with other domains, if they apply any security policies or policies kind of thing, so that will be shared by all the computers. Now Active Directory domain provides access to the centralized user account and group account maintained by domain administrator. So I can create multiple users, I can create multiple groups, and I can manage them from here, okay, by domain administrator. Now computer accounts and user accounts within Active Directory domain can be organized into hierarchy based on organizational unit. Now I will show you here something. If I go to my Active Directory, this is Active Directory, and if I go to my users and computers here, like if I go to users and computers, let it come. So I can create multiple OUs. Okay, for example, I have created one OU, this OU, and I can create one more OU, like I'm creating one more OU and giving A here. Okay, I gave, and I can create one more, like I can create multiple. I created B. Now what I can do, I can keep users separately here. Like I have one user here, this user, so I can move this user to, like let me move to A organizational unit inside this, and I have one more user, this user, I can move this to B. This I move to B. So it is very easy to manage all the users and computer accounts in a hierarchy based on organizational unit. That is all provided by domain. Next question, what is tree? So guys, tree is nothing but what it is actually. A tree is set of domains. So it is a set of domains. Okay, you focus your domains that share same domain name system is namespace. That is all. That is also called DNS. So it will be more than one domain, and those domains will be sharing same DNS namespace and have automatic trust relationship between them. And why this trust relationship is required? It is required so that one tree can access resources from other tree. Okay, or other domain. One domain can access resource from other domain. And it is also, you can define like, you know, one or more domain in single instance. Okay, in single instance of Active Directory domain service that share contiguous DNS namespace. So meaning is very simple. Let me show you. As you can see here, 1, 2 and 3. These are 3 objects here. I'm just telling you object. Okay, now let me tell it domain. So this is one domain, trayresearch.net, and here you see prosware. Okay, this is also separate domain, and here you will see something. It is following something different. I mean, it is showing something different. It is telling you antarctica.trayresearch.net. So this is a separate domain, this is a separate domain, and this is something which is shared. I mean, this is shared with this domain. Okay, so this is this portion is becoming one separate tree because it is a combination of 2 domain, but they are sharing one common DNS namespace. It is, as you can see here, trayresearch.net, trayresearch.net, and Antarctica is added to here. And so here you are getting 2 tree. One tree is this, and you can consider this is also a single tree. This is how it is designed, and there will be a, you know, like trust relationship between both the domain, so that if this TrayResearch want to access any data from Antarctica, so they will allow as per the requirement and they can access easily. That is why trust relationship is required. Now next question, what is definition of forest? So guys, forest like, you know, a forest is a set of one or more trees. Just now I told you it is an instance of like, or you can say it is a combination of multiple domains where they share a common domain name system namespace. Okay, so here it will be a set of multiple trees that share common configuration and schema information. Okay, now second thing here, when multiple trees exist in forest, there is an automatic relationship between these all the trees. Second thing, which enable user in one tree to access resources in another tree, and there can be only one exchange server organizational per forest. So if you have one forest, so you can deploy only one exchange server. Okay, there will be multiple trees and there will be trust relationship between all the trees so that they can share information and access resources, and all, I mean, those trees will be sharing common configuration and schema information, basic things. Next thing here, you can consider it like a collection of one or more Active Directory domain trees. So again, same thing. For example, this is one tree. Okay, this is one tree and this is one tree. You got 3 trees now. So all trees will have trust relationship. And for example, here second thing about it, the first domain in the forest is called root domain. For example, this is your first domain, you added this one later on, so this is first, this is second, this is third, so this will become as a root domain. Okay, and single configuration and schema replicated to all domain controller. If this server is your root, then all the configuration information and schema will be replicated from here, or will be distributed from here to other domains in this other domain controller in the forest basically. So this is how forest is designed. Now you can call this entire as a forest, but you will have one dedicated root domain, and that will be your global catalog also. So I will tell you about global catalog. What does it mean? So guys, next thing is you should understand what where do user account exist. So whatever user account we are creating in Active Directory, where they will be going to store. So they will be going to domain only. User accounts are stored in each domain. Okay, in all domains they will be, I mean each domain, if you create a user in a B domain, it will go to B. If you create any C user in abcd.com, it will go to abcd.com. Next thing you should understand, what type information is shared between domains in forest. Now you got here forest, so what kind of information will be shared between all the domains? I'm talking about domains, not only single domain. So basically here, once again, all domains in the forest share the same Active Directory configuration information, second is schema information, and a common global catalog. So just now I told you there will be one common catalog for all the domains, and same will share common configuration, will share common schema. Okay, between all the domains here. Now next question, once again same question it is. Next thing, what task does a domain controller perform? So if we are deploying one domain controller, what are the work of domain controller? You should know. So basically, you know, a domain controller holds a copy of all the local domain database, including user account, computer account, and is responsible for authenticating users and computers. So for example, you have deployed one domain controller here. This is your domain controller, or I have deployed. So it will create a copy of, or it will keep basically whatever user and computer you will add here, that will be storing here only. For example, if you go to C drive and open C drive and Windows, all information will be coming to your this domain, and these are the data files. All information will be shared or stored here, not shared, will be stored here only. This is entities dit folder, file basically, and all the users and computers will be getting authentication from this domain controller only. Additionally, additionally domain controllers respond to queries for information in Active Directory. Now guys, next thing you should understand one thing, what are the differences between domain controller and global catalog server. So here we are talking about two things, one is domain controller and global catalog server. So guys, here domain controller, I told you what is domain controller. A domain controller has directly information only for the domain of which it is a member. Okay, and a domain controller does not have information about users in other domain. Simple. If you have one domain, so you will be having information about that domain only. Okay, users of that domain and objects of that domain, but it will not be having information about other domain. Like this is india.com and this is abcd.com. So it will be knowing about india.com users only, and it will be knowing about this server will be knowing abcd.com users account only and computer account only. But if you talk about global catalog, so global catalog is applicable in forest, and forest contain information of all the domains, even its own domain as well as other domain. Okay, so that is the difference between domain controller and global catalog. If you have one forest, then you will have one dedicated global catalog, that is your root server. Okay, I told you in previous slide. And a global catalog server is domain controller that also holds a subset of information from other domains in the forest. And for example, a global catalog server has limited information about all users in the forest. So for example, this is your domain, so you will be having information of this much only, but you have one catalog, this global catalog. For example, one server is global catalog, so if you have two domain, it will contain information of both the domain, whatever it is. So this is the difference between global catalog and domain controller. For example, if I show you, I have deployed one domain controller. Okay, this is my domain controller, and this is acting as global catalog also. Why? Because this is my first domain I have deployed in my infra. So your first domain will be root domain, or that will be your global catalog. If you want to change, you can change it, but if you don't have any other server as a DC, then you should not change it. You can go and you can remove from here, and you can see it is telling you DC type. So DC type is global catalog. Next thing, what you should understand, what is the role of DNS in Active Directory. So if you go see once again this Active Directory, when you install Active Directory, DNS will be installing automatically, okay, as an integrated part of Active Directory. So the basic use of DNS in Active Directory is to find domain controllers, and second, find global catalog server. Why? Because let me go back. This is your infra, for example. So this is your first server, so they should know which is my first parent server, which is my global catalog, because they will be getting updated from here. Whatever information is getting updated here will be replicated into other, so they should be able to reach this, they should be able to communicate with this. So this DNS will tell, because let me show you here one thing. This is my Active Directory, okay, this is my Active Directory, and india.com is my domain name. Now I want one server to communicate with my Active Directory. For example, this server only I took for Exchange installation. So I need to give this, I need to tell this server which is Active Directory, which is your domain controller. So when I gave IP address to my this secondary machine, I gave IP address of my domain controller here as a DNS. So it will help this machine to communicate with global catalog or domain controller to find which is my domain controller, and it will also help to resolve IP address to name to IP address. Okay, that is the functionality of DNS in Active Directory. Now, and it will contain couple of records, it will create couple of records like which server is domain controller, which server is catalog server, which server is Exchange server, and some other information, lots of records, NS record, A record, like that. Okay, now we will see, you should know what is Active Directory replication. So Active Directory replication is very critical in this kind of infra, because whatever information we are making, altering or making any changes, that should be replicated to all the domain controller throughout the forest. For example, you have 4 server here, okay, and one root server here. You updated something here, it is updating to 2 server, but it is not updating to these 2 servers. So that is the case where these 2 server are not getting proper information. For example, I created one group here, so that group is not replicating here, so my user is not able to get, whatever it is, if I'm updating, it should reach to all. So that is called replication, information exchange with all the other domains or servers in the forest is known as replication. An Active Directory replicate information between domain controllers. Domain information is replicated between domain controllers in the same domain and to global catalog server in the forest. Now this is what I'm talking about. For example, you have 3 DC. So if any change is happening here, it should be replicated to all the DCs. Okay, keep changing information with all the DCs. And configuration data and the schema are replicated between all the domain controllers in the same forest. And for example, if it is a forest, and if any server is dedicated as a schema role holding server, so if you make any change that, those changes should be replicated to all the servers or all the domain controllers in the same forest. If you are talking forest, then you will have one schema role holding server, that will be your global catalog server also. Now guys, next question, you should know basic thing, what is the definition of Active Directory site. So site is nothing but it is a physical portion of your network for your enterprise or your organization. Simple thing, okay, that will be connected to your infra, or that will be connected to your organization through internet, and that line should be very good. Okay, all of the computer within a single site must have fast internet connection, typically 10 mbps or more between them. For example, this is your Mumbai office, you have one more office in Bangalore, so that Bangalore will be your site and it will be connected through internet, and you can create a site. So this link should be very good, and you will use, for that you need to use one separate subnet, IP subnet, a small network, okay, separate. Now what Active Directory functional level is required to support Exchange Server 2019. So guys, Exchange, I will tell you one thing, very simple thing about functional level. Functional level is nothing but it is a kind of switch which enhances the feature and functionality of that particular operating system which is installed on your computer. So if you keep higher level of your Active Directory functional level, you will get more features. That is the only simple thing about functional level and domain functional level. And if you want to support it to Server 2019, then keep it higher. So if you are using Server 2019, then that 16 will be available. That is the simple concept about it. So keep higher as possible as. For example, let me show you. If you go Active Directory, so you can go here like Active Directory users and computers, and just right click on this and see here like raise domain functional level. Okay, so as of now you can see 2016 it is showing, and I'm using operating system 2019, so it will be showing you you will have option to use 12 also or lower version, but better you use 16 only, upgraded, so you may not need to change it again and again. And if you go to domain controller, this is my domain controller, you can see couple of things from here. All task, raise domain functional level. It is currently it is telling you current domain functional level is 2016 only, so close it. From like this you can change it, raise it. Next, this video is over, and here I just wanted to share you the basic things. Along with this much thing, we will deploy server Exchange Server 2019, but before that again you need to understand couple of more things. So in this video I just concluded this much thing, okay, and if you feel this is informative and if you want to learn, please subscribe the channel and keep hitting this bell button on your YouTube channel, so that you will be getting all the updated videos and notification. Like, share and comment you have to do if you feel it is good. Next video we will be understanding the next thing. Okay, next thing is what? Overview of Microsoft Exchange Server 2019, that is your parent topic, and the child topic is viewing Active Directory partition and replication. What is replication, why it is important, and partition is like there will be couple of partition in this Active Directory, so what are the role of all the partitions. So guys, till then try to learn from this video, my first video in this segment, in this series, in this course, and make a note what you have understood, and that will be your learning. If you try to remember each and everything, you can't do it, nobody can do it. I'm not telling you can't do it, because making a note only is the real learning. So till then, bye bye, and wait for my next video. Till then, goodbye.